to the 68th episode of Dragon's Tome. My name's Rob,
I'm Jack.
And I'm Chopper.
and we're here to talk about that dragon about to eat Pat's ear.
What?
But the other dragon's burning his ass. Episode 68, issue 68 of Dragon Magazine. We're in December 1982. We're almost in 1983. And the cover is a bronze dragon by Carl Lundgren. I think it's a bronze dragon. Look bronze to you? Looks bronze to me.
Looks gray.
Gray? There's no gray dragons.
I know. It doesn't look bronzy to me.
There's just enough smoking coming out of his nostrils. It looks like he might be enjoying the cool tastes of menthol.
That's one.
This one is all about the weather. So, Dragon Rumbles. We'll go on to there. Unless you have something else to say about this cover.
Only two things. One, this issue does a good job about being a December issue. We just did a Thanksgiving issue and had absolutely nothing to do with Thanksgiving. The false American Thanksgiving, not the true Canadian.
No, it had everything to do with Thanksgiving. Not that weird thing that happens in October. The fake Halloween.
Fake Halloween. Halloween is Halloween. All Hallows Eve.
You guys do some kind of pregame Halloween over there.
Rob is famous for being a mummer, and I
do dress up in a hood and go to people's homes
and ask for poetry. So, and
if they don't give it to me, I do smack their bums with a mallet.
That's true.
That's what I do.
Don't ask me about my Krampusing. That's a whole other story. The cover's on brand.
He eats children.
I do not, but I have been known to whip young unmarried women. And secondly, what was I going to say? There was two things about this cover. Oh, it's on brand, and also it is. I think when they have dragons on the cover of Dragon, much like the Thanksgiving one, yes, that was a comedy. This would have gotten me to look at it and go, "Oh, I'm buying this."
Yeah, I think every Dragon magazine should have a dragon on it.
If it's on the rack, I saw that, I'd go, "Okay, now I'm in."
Yeah, that's good.
It was good. It's a good cover.
Yeah.
Dragon Rumbles. Where's the?
It's gone.
It's gone.
But this would be the first inaugural Dragon's Rumble under the new
leader, Mike Cook. Mike Cook killed his baby. Dragon Rumbles is gone. It's gone. So ends an era. Tim Cass.
There's one last letter from Kim Mohan, though.
No, it's letter to editor. This is that's always in there.
So what are we going to do? This changes our show entirely. We got to stop right now.
There's not a letter to editor.
It's the editor's letter. That's what it is. It's editorial. It's not Dragon Rumbles, and this is all just about writing letters for the magazine. It's not anything Dragon Rumble-y. It's over.
So does that mean Rob has to now just do a random?
He just has to wait in line like the rest of us.
Yeah, I don't have to go first, but I can go first with a real article, so you guys can't just steal them every time.
Yes.
Yeah, and there's new table of contents over here. It's all fancy looking, which makes it harder for me to cut and paste into the show notes. It's it's a real thing. Thanks a lot, Mike Cook, not Tim Cook. He's somebody else. Mike Cook.
Tim Cook is the person who made that brewery from Boston. What's his name?
No, Tim Cook is the head of. Isn't he the head of Apple? Mike Cook or Tim Cook? Yeah, I think so, isn't he? I don't know. You're thinking of Sam Adams.
That's who I'm thinking of.
Anyways.
That's what I'm. The cold, icy cold, perfect for with food, without food. It's the perfect beverage.
Is this an ad?
It is now.
Since Jack just did an ad, Pat, please tell us what's your first article.
Page number 9.
Be a two-fisted fighter.
Be a two-fisted drinker.
Phrasing.
So this, as I read this, is definitely the precursor to two-hand fighting rules.
Yeah.
Because as the guy Roger Moore again pointed out, the only rule in the DMG is that you either fight with a dagger or an axe. You can't fight with another sword. You can't fight with a bazooka.
Definitely not.
But everything he points out in this thing, it becomes the two-handed fighting rules and bonuses. The only difference here is that he's got a scalable dexterity minus or scalable minus based on your dexterity, which is kind of what I like. I thought was should probably say because that would have been a nice.
The more dexterous you are, the less hard
Yeah,
it
instead
is.
because what it becomes, it just becomes like a -4
I don't remember.
across the board in addition to.
There's a flat like catch-all rule.
And I think it's -4. But if I do like the scalable version, so if you're more dexterous, you're a little bit better at it. But sense. That's it's not. I guess the be all end all over that too. So, and it does give. I think this chart of how many attacks per round you get with two weapons is the standard one that shows up in second edition D&D.
Is it?
I think so.
It is a classic move that everybody likes to do, fighting with two hands.
Oh, well, then it gets especially crazy after, because second edition is full blown when those Crystal Shard books come out and
when feats
Dritz
and stuff start.
Well, when the Dritz books come out, when the Dritz books come out, Jesus, everyone wanted to fight two-handed.
Yeah, he was the thing. But I mean, eventually, yeah, with feats and stuff, you could just do it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Historically, everyone basically agrees it's not the optimal fighting style, but it has been done throughout history in all kinds of cultures. Two weapons. So to address
Mad
that,
Mardigan and Willow, didn't he have two weapons? I think I remember correctly. There was a character like that somewhere. That was as a child. I was like, I want to use two weapons.
You don't like Willow. You didn't like Willow.
But I remember as a child.
Oh,
you didn't like Willow?
I like Mad Mardigan.
Joe Neat might stab you.
That's probably true generally.
Yeah.
He's pretty mean.
He's aggressive, and he's
Anyways, two-handed weapons. Yeah,
that's it. I mean, it was pretty much a foretelling of what's to come.
Yes,
Jack.
Okay, what do you say that we go to page 11 in the PDF?
11.
So that's just real quick. Out on a limb, and we're going to actually go to a Nature of Faith, which is
not the one. I don't think that's not the one I was going to use. That's a different one.
Oh, so are we both going to go out on a limb?
I have an out on a limb, yeah.
Okay. Basically, this is a. It's questioning the rule that a cleric shouldn't be able to use an edged weapon, but mostly it's addressing the explanation in a former Dragon magazine of why a cleric. So this discussion is still going on. I think we covered. I'm pretty sure we covered.
I remember that.
And in hindsight, we know that it gets abolished because eventually you can be a cleric of a god of war, and you can use a bladed weapon. But at the time, he's saying in this mythical fantasy realm, yes, in certain Northern Europe, yes, the clerics were this, but in this fantasy world that we're all building together, clerics are something else, and they should be able to do this, they should be able to do that, and it eventually gets addressed, but I don't know. We all know that this is foolish, but I remember I didn't start playing D&D. In fact, I would probably be in grade 2 when this was going on. It's years, probably 3-4 years before I even know what D&D is, and that was still something that came up. So
I do like
at this time. you
What's that?
at this time you're only 2.
No, it's grade 2. He said
Grade
Oh,
2.
grade 2. I mean,
Grade 2.
he's not that young.
Yeah.
I didn't think he was.
Yes, I was.
like,
I was only 2, Papa Pat.
well, I was calling you out because I know you're not that young.
He's just trying to imply that you were lying about your age. I do like where he says, if you want to play your Christianity poured into the wrong mold, you can play it, but I'm going to play a cleric of Odin who's going to use a sword. I thought it was funny.
Yeah, it just makes sense. But just like how Pat said, hey, the article he chose was a look into the future and where we're going. I chose an article that's looking at one of the things in the past that they cling on to for way too long.
Long time.
Yep.
So it's back to me. Might as well do out on a limb, but back to page 3 where it started, or sorry, page 5 where it started. Mine is the very first, or no, the second one I think, is by Carl W. Evoy from Hudson, Ohio, and he pretty much goes off on Thieves' Cant, and I laughed and laughed. I was like, he said the exact same things I did. Yeah, he said it was just ridiculous. Why were you wasting so much of your magazine to have this crap in it? It was funny.
Like I said at the time, I would have been disappointed if I plunked down my $3 hard-earned dollars and a third of the magazine is just phonetic nonsense.
Or just literally a dictionary. Like if it was added pages, I'd be like, fine, it's added pages. But it took up pages from the magazine. Bastards. We're still mad about that one.
Carl Envoy, he was very angry.
Yeah, Carl W. Evoy. We salute you, sir. You're one of us.
And honestly, most of these are on limbs. Some, like I'd say 50% of them get a rebuttal. No one in the office.
There's no rebuttal from that one, yeah.
Not even the author was like, I better step up and do something. Everyone was like,
Yeah, you're right. We shouldn't say anything about this. Yep.
Does everyone in the office learn Klingon?
Pat, what is your next article?
It's not a soap article per se, as more just as a history passing note.
Okay.
Page 16.
16's an ad. Oh no, it's not.
No, it's an article on Dawn Patrol, the role playing game.
Oh.
Which I didn't play because I played the Dawn Patrol and I met the creator of Dawn Patrol last time I was at Lake Geneva, Mike Carr. And so this is his game turned into an RPG. And so little history is Mike Carr was one of the guys to play. It was called something else. It wasn't called Dawn Patrol. It was
Red Baron.
No, I can't remember.
Fight in the Skies?
Yes, Fight in the Skies. Fight in the Skies, before it became Dawn Patrol, was one of the first games played at the first Gen Con.
Oh.
Yeah, he came. He talked to his parents and let him come down. He came down from Minnesota and he held a game of Fight in the Skies.
Oh, Tim's saying that I should have. I said Red Baron because I thought he's saying I should have went with Sopworth Camel Toe.
Yes.
So we're going to edit that out and we're going to go back. Anyways, I apologize. You were talking about
firing Tim.
Yeah, firing Tim. So I was curious about this, and so I just kind of read through it. It's just regular.
I do remember Dawn Patrol as a child.
But also mentioned that Dawn Patrol, not the RPG, the actual game, is the only game to be played at every Gen Con, and it's still played at every Gen Con.
Really?
Mike is a very revered guy at Gen Con, that he gets a free hotel room at every Gen Con.
Wow. That's saying something because those hotel rooms are gold.
So he gets a free gold. He gets a free hotel for the whole weekend. He gets to go to Gen Con for free the whole weekend. So he gave us
still playing Dawn Patrol.
Yeah, I think he actually hosts a game.
It's not the RPG. It's the actual flying battle game.
Yeah.
Cool. That's an interesting thing. Tidbit. Yeah. Nice tidbit.
Just wanted a little history lesson to tie in with this role-playing game, though I don't think any of us have played this role-playing game.
Not the role-playing game, for sure. There you go.
Jack. But I wonder if it is a role-playing game, because now kind of glancing at more. It says 2 sheets of full color countouts, 103 World War planes,
Yeah, I think it's
and now I think it's maybe another version of
I
the
think
Dawn
it's still got the combat from Dawn Patrol, but it's also it's got role playing elements added
elements
in.
to it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
like characters and stuff.
Yeah, it makes sense if you're if you have a body of people who like to play historical games, and you're like, yeah, I'm into role playing games too. You add some characters, add some scenarios where it's instead of moving,
yeah.
flights, you're moving
I mean, if we're
your
lucky,
guy.
you guys, if you come down when we go down, when you guys come out, uh, I can ask Duck to see if Mike might be around, and he can take us to go see the. Because he took us to go see the Gary Gygax Museum that the town of Lake Geneva was putting together in their visitor center.
Cool.
So,
Pat's dropping all these names. Look at him. Look at that high
Yeah.
roller over there.
yeah.
And then he's gonna look and go, yeah, what are these guys? They were talking about my game, and they're gonna see me. He's gonna see me say Sopwith Camel Toe, and he's gonna be like, oh, okay, that's juvenile. And
That's
I think I scuttled the whole thing.
You've scuttled many things we could have with creators. So this
Yeah,
isn't the
so
first one.
That is true. That is true.
it's just par for the course.
Jack, where are you gonna scuttle next? Where are we scuttling to?
I'm gonna I'm gonna scamper and scuttle to page 20 of the PDF.
20.
We're staying real close to the beginning.
Thrills and chills in the Ice Age adventures.
Well, I'm glad someone picked this because I was going to do it, but I was like, no.
Look at that full color plate again. Beautiful.
It's got a ton of information in this, so I'm going to paraphrase. It is what if D&D we're in the Pleistocene era of Earth's history. So we're talking the Ice Age. We're talking cavemen, to use a very
What was that movie that came out in the 80s?
that would
Clan of
be
the Cave Bear?
Quest for Fire.
Or Quest for Fire. Yeah.
Was
Clan
it
the
Quest
Cave
for
Bear, I
Fire?
think, was the B movie version of it.
All right, I was going to say, I remember Clan of the Cave Bear.
Yeah, that was like the. I think Roger Corman did that movie.
Quest for Fire had
That was a legit movie. I think it won Oscars.
yes, had
Was it William Hurt?
no
Isn't the Quest for
Hellboy.
Fire?
Ron Perlman was it?
Yep.
Is the Quest for Fire the one where they have the Olympic races?
No, that's Chariots of Fire.
Chariots of Fire.
No,
Yeah.
Quest for Fire was cavemen. It was them literally discovering fire, and there was no words in the whole movie. It was just grunts.
Yes, that is true, and it was
Clan
like
of the Cave Bear was more sexy. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, I remember why we watched Clan of the Cave Bear.
some titillation, some tawdry.
Literally, yep, literally titillation. Anyways, so this is there is a game now that is about being cavemen. I can't remember what it's called, Cave Folk, something like that. But yeah,
Oh, I played a caveman RPG. It was called Og.
Og. Yeah, I remember that one too.
There was 13 words you can use throughout the whole game.
I've heard about that. That's right.
I loved Og.
That's right. Long and short, we'll go through very, very quickly. It is what kind of setting you'd use based on the life of the people in the Pleistocene era, what races and stuff you would, and like kind of set pieces you would use. And there's the classes you would use for the cavemen to have. And it matches the cover again, the frosty winter thing, but also it sounds like it would be kind of fun as maybe not a one-off. Maybe you would be transported back, a Yankee in King Arthur's court, but a ranger in a cave of the Clan Bear
That would be
situation.
kind of cool.
Yeah. So that's why I brought it up. There's a lot there, and
A lot of
it was
beautiful
very
art,
interesting.
too. Nice art.
Yeah, some of it is
Easily,
pretty good.
the color one's by Kim Grommel, but the rest are by Easley, I believe, and they're nice.
And he's kind of an unsung hero in the black and white. His stuff works really, really well.
Mm-hmm. Cool. It's my turn, right? Where are we going here? I got lots in this one. There's a lot in this one. We're going to go to. Let's just get this one out of the way. Page 11, or I think it's actually page 13. It's the Gen Con Miniature Open.
I skipped this one because I knew someone was going to do it.
What the hell? There's maybe one picture you can see what's going on. The rest are literally, it's like
Horrible.
magic eye paintings. Like, you can't tell what it is. If this is good painting, I can't tell because it's just literally like, it's got like a weird fuzz around it and it's weird.
It is dark and
Except for that one guy and the guy with a little hat there, the little Russian guy. It looks like he's the only good picture.
The knight is slightly okay.
you
Not
can
really.
tell
You can tell
that there's
the horse maybe, but the rest of it is. Yeah, this one looks amazing, but I can't tell. Like the
Where
one with the guy
Dan
holding the
Sample
girl's
is.
hand, but
Dan Sample let us down.
Dan Sample, you're terrible. Get some light.
No,
Light.
I think it's the scan or the but
Why
the
is that
long and
one
short of
picture
it
good?
is we've been waiting to see miniatures where, because the first ones we've highlighted have been just blocked in by today's standard. You wouldn't even put it on a tabletop. That's not tabletop standard. You wouldn't even take that to play at a friend's house. And I've been looking forward to seeing how that's going to progress, and I am still looking forward to seeing if.
Well, I will say that the one, whatever this guy is,
the
like
little Russian peasant or whatever he is.
Yeah,
It's a
he's
he
actually
looks
painted
awesome.
very well.
Yeah, like the shading's amazing. Like you gotta think there's no back then there was no shades and you're doing it. You're using probably real ink and things like that on these guys. So.
Oh yeah, you would just keep painting up from the darkest color to the lightest color. You would have to. It would be 17 layers of dry brushing. There was no.
Yeah, none of the cheats we have nowadays.
No.
We're back to Pat. Where are we, Pat?
38.
Now we're getting out of the.
Yeah. What's in
the
the water?
meat of things.
What's in the water? Of course, this is just charts for me. And it was a nice little random encounter for water adventures, which
I always wanted a long
put...
wang.
Which I did put in my little notes. This is going to come in handy when we continue the first edition AD&D campaign we were started with a long time ago.
We're going to be fighting some water creatures.
I'm just saying, it's going to come in handy.
I'm creeped out by those guys in the cave. Crabmen.
What I liked about this was that this is a random encounter tables made up of creatures from the monster manuals, and so
most of this is from the Fiend Folio.
So the art styles are varied. They're ones we can recognize, and so it's a nice little. I was like, oh yeah, the Kelpie. I remember that picture. That was a freaky. When I saw that in the monster manual, I was like, whoa, ugh. And then you know, some of them are little crab guys walking around with little bird beaks.
They creep me out, man. I think I've had nightmares about these guys. Ew.
Yeah, the Lung Wang is a giant sea dragon turtle.
Well, let's just call him a sea turtle, not a lung wang, please. Thank you. Anything else to say about your what's in the water?
No, I mean, really, it's just charts.
You're actually going to use it. It's useful.
Oh, I'm going to use it when we get back to playing some D&D again.
My character will be collapsing on the ground laughing about lung wangs. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, as he falls through the floor again.
Hey. Jack? Jack. It's your turn, Jack.
Oh, okay.
Or you thought you had a comment on me falling through the floor?
I thought you were, you know, like,
defend me,
hey,
Jack.
Defend me. I was like, you did. I don't. What do you want me to do? I'm not holding water for your character. That actually happened.
Yes.
Okay. So I'm to ads. So
I got tons of articles.
I still got 2 more. I still got 2 more articles.
Yeah,
with all the leather-based Greyhawk nonsense, you guys still have 2 more articles.
Oh yeah, I
got actually
like
talked
4
about
more
the other one.
articles. Pat, or is it my turn? My turn. I'm gonna go to page 81, 83, I think actually, because it's 81 in the book. 83. You've always got a chance. Use ability scores to determine success or failure. This writer advises a way to turn ability scores into % chance of success, and I say, I'm not no fancy New York mathematician, but isn't rolling a d20 naturally the exact same? You just times it by 5 and it's percentages. Is it not the exact same? I guess you can add more, like you can have a -2 instead of a -5, but still, it's pretty good. Or -4 actually. Yeah. Otherwise, you and he's like, oh, if you do this, it's this. Yeah, you combine these ability scores, and I'm like, yeah, you just find the average of them. It's not hard. He wrote literally like a page and a half of something that is naturally built into D20. Like, I don't understand. Anybody else have any comments about this guy's insane? Actually, it's a girl.
Oh, no,
Can't say that. No. Anyways,
no,
I
we'll get
assumed
canceled.
it's somebody who's autistic and can't handle the fact that D20s are the same as a D100. You just times by 4.
And
five. How did I say 4?
fun
5.
fact, I believe she was bludgeoned to death in a hotel room by a camera tripod.
Oh, jeez.
Jack, was that you?
No, that was me taking some heat because I was protecting my baby boy. When they show the clip, the people are like,
just
he
joking.
said what?
I was joking. But the point is, I still think this article is dumb. It doesn't matter who wrote it. It doesn't matter what kind of mental issues they have.
Yeah.
Yes, it gets addressed in a
I
much
do
more
think
elegant
that
way.
you just
in the
she
game
didn't
later.
understand what the 100%. And
Or it's already in the game.
I know.
It's
I'm not disagreeing with you.
It's in the game. It's D20. It's in the game.
People can, if I were to say 75% chance, you know what 75% chance is. To go, what number
I
is
guess,
that out of 20?
But adding a percentile dice to D20 kind of is not what you want to do. There is percentile
No.
in D20, but not much. It's mostly D20s. That's why it's named that.
So I can see. I
think this article would have been great if they just talked about modifiers. Like, okay, if you do this, it's because they do talk about modifiers in it a bit. That would have made more sense. But the actual converting it to D100 for some reason, but it's like, no. And I like how here's an example. Strength, this times 5, times 5, times 5. It's always times 5. That's how you do it. It's math. It's basic math. Even I could do it. I need a calculator, but I could do it. Anyways, that was mine. Patrick, you still got some articles?
Yeah, so page 44.
44.
This was one of mine. That's good. We're getting to them.
Yeah, well, let me just start out by I started reading this thinking this might be a good article on adding random weather or seasons in a campaign. But then as I kept reading, this turned out to be more work than just a few charts.
It's a lot.
Just spend a minute on to figure out weather. It became like the Weather Channel excerpt.
Yeah, it was way too detailed, and exact same thing, but a lot better is in Wilderness Survival Guide, which comes out in 2 years. And
this is
did you know who wrote Wilderness Survival Guide, coincidentally?
It's
I
not
didn't know
this
this.
guy.
No, it's Kim Mohand, the editor of this magazine.
Oh, nice.
Oh,
coincidentally.
Well, he's good for something.
I
Because
looked
this
it up because I wanted to know what
article-
year it came out. I was like, Wilderness, and then it saw Kim Mohand. I'm like, what the?
This article is ridiculous.
It's a little too in depth for something that's super easy to figure out.
So much for something you're only going to use.
It
maybe
doesn't
for
matter
2
that
minutes
much.
out of a time.
It doesn't matter if it's 82 degrees or 78 degrees. They're close.
Yeah,
enough.
or you just need to get a little bit of weather going, roll some dice.
Yeah.
All right, you're walking through a heavy rainstorm this time.
But I always found that even the Wilderness Engineer Survival Guide was too much, and it was half this. So
No.
yeah.
So what started out to be what I thought was going to be a nice article turned me into a hate.
although I do like the windshield modify. It's literally how you.
I mean, there's some
windshield.
good charts in here that I would like. If I would, this is where you would trim the fat, and then 99% of this article.
It's a long article, too.
which is 19.5 times 5 would be cut from this article.
There's a lot of it's a long article, and it's a lot of. Do you really have to know the humidity? Do you really?
It depends. Are you gonna have a bloody nose?
Yeah, that's right.
Maybe.
Depends what degrees
dry.
of latitude and longitude are you at.
Yeah, I think it's in here. Yeah, I agree. I was like, this is the exact same thing that's in Wilderness Survival Guide eventually, but they do it so much better. So
Yeah, and so thumbs down.
thumbs down
did you both read the article?
I got a good
I
2/3 of
skimmed
the
it.
way.
Yeah.
Okay, because if you successfully did it, you are by law a
Meteorologist?
meteorologist
Oh, no.
and capable
Oh.
of doing.
If I'd known that.
No, I got 2/3 of the way, and then when I realized like this is too
David
much.
Axler, are you a meteorologist? That's my question.
I mean, I tried. I
I
really
tried
tried.
too, but I got like into it. I'm like, I know that I've similar things. It's like in my brain. I'm like, this is Wilderness of Our God, isn't it? And it is. My other one. Do I have another one? I do.
You gotta.
We're going to go to, where are we? 85 probably, 83 in the magazine, 85. It's literally literary gifts, but they do talk about something. Oh no, is it there? Where are we?
I don't
It's
know
a
who's
lie.
running this show.
It's a lie. My thing's a lie. It's all lies. It's all lies. I'm telling you. I'm trying to find it
Oh,
now. It's in that section, but it talks about the high fantasy, choose your own adventures, and
I didn't see any of that.
it's in here somewhere.
no.
I know it is.
I just didn't know there's a Philip K. Dick novel called Confessions of a Crap Artist.
He's a wacky guy. That'd be funny if this is actually from the other magazine, but I don't think so. Maybe I'm insane. Maybe it was from the other magazine. Maybe it's just all in my head. Maybe I thought I read an article about high fantasy books. So instead, let's go to what's new because I'm here anyways. What's new is the funny on page 95.
95. Oh, I see what happened, Rob.
No, I skipped what I was trying to do before because I'm confused. But
I see what happened.
it's the Phil Folio cartoon. It's a gamer gift guide for non-gamers, and it shows how useless a non-gamer gift guide is, which I think is hilarious. But the one point is, the person gets a 100-sided die, and they make fun of it because there's a 100-sided die. Little do they know that in a few years there would be 100-sided dice.
Yeah.
And also, another funny thing, they hang minis by the fire in their stockings, and they all turn into liquid metal, which I thought was funny too. It's a funny cartoon. Please enjoy. Anyways, enough of my having a aneurysm. Pat, do you have another article?
Last one.
Okay.
65.
65.
We'll never see it because I clicked it and it didn't happen. Deities and
And
demigods.
more gods. And it's just more gods for the guy.
More
Just
gods.
point that out since we talked about it last time.
Elona.
Again, yeah. Farligan is remember that guy?
Yep. Yes, the gods of Greyhawk.
Yeah, I mean, again,
Now,
a nice addition to the pantheon there.
yes. These ones, like the first one we did, I think it was last week, and we all went, "Oh yeah. Well, I know him. These ones, I was like, "Oh,
I only know
maybe not."
Eloian.
So
Yeah, but you never read any of the publications, the novelizations of the Greyhawk.
No, I did not.
So,
I think I did read a few. Not. I remember having those books.
They were not horrible, and they were written by Gary Gygax.
Yeah.
They were quite entertaining. So
quite entertaining. Any more articles?
Well, I have a pithy comment about books to be read that will come up shortly.
I had an ad, but it was taken away from me.
Why? We haven't done ads yet.
No, but you claimed that his article was an ad, and
that was the last episode that we recorded after this.
So that I got.
No, we recorded.
No,
that
you don't
one
remember it yet, but it happened.
Yes,
it was taken away from me.
Ad, please tell me an ad.
Okay, we're gonna go down to 64.
60?
Up to 64 since we're at the
Traps 2. That one.
Traps 2. I had this book. I have this book somewhere. So here comes my pithy book. Everyone just gather around. Come on, my wee barn swallows. Get comfortable by the fire. So today we're getting to the point where I have the stuff that we're bringing up. So I was going to bring it up and go, hey, yeah, I started looking for it. And then I found my box that has books in it, but they're novels and stuff. And I have a stack of Lord of the Rings, just the trilogy. About this time,
All
I
the different
moved.
versions.
I moved a lot, and you'd pack them away. I want to read them. I'd buy another set, whatever. And when I was in the army, you always had to have one in your ruck because hurry up and wait is a thing. So I would always be able to just pull out a book. And so, long and short of it is, I found probably 10 of the three books plus one
Silmarillion.
Silmarillion and one of the Harvards that had it was called, I forget what it was called, but I just saw it today. But it had dildo baggins in it. It
I
was
remember that one.
funny
Yep,
too.
yep, yep.
Yeah.
Harvard
So
Lampoon. Yes.
so I could not find this trap book. Maybe next week I'll be able to produce it. But just so everyone knows, I have about 80 copies of Lord of the Rings because
You have 80
those are
copies
my
of Lord of the Rings, but no traps.
they were my favorite books from when I was like a early teens for a long time. A long time. They were a comfort food for me.
Comfort. Excellent. Any more ads, anybody?
I got mine taken away from me.
No, so sad.
Not yet, but he will.
He will have his taken away from him last episode. So that was been 68 of the Dragon Magazine, and I've been Rob.
I'm Jack.
And I've been Chopper.
Like, share, subscribe. Please mention below what's your how many Lord of the Rings books do you have? How many copies? I believe I've owned in my time more than one, but I think I only currently have one copy.
I think I've had 3 copies.
It's a rite of passage for most fantasy lovers.
Yeah, well, I mean, it was the reading set, and then the bookshelf set, and then
You
the
get the
fancy
nice,
set.
Do you have like the faux leather sets?
Yeah.
Yeah, they're fancy.
Oh, well, mine are beat up. They
my
traveled.
reading ones are the colored ones. You know, where I think the Fellowship was blue, Return of the King was red.
Oh, those are old.
And I think what was the last one? Return of the King. Two Towers was red, and
Green?
Return of the King was yellow or green.
I don't remember.
I don't remember either.
We should put this show on YouTube because they love unboxings. We could unbox our boxes of books and show each other.
That's true.
And we could eat at the time. That's called a mukbang. Well, that's popular on YouTube. We should try that.
We do it only in 10-second increments because that's very popular on YouTube also.
No, that's TikTok.
No, YouTube. It's all about. I guess it's all about the what do they call them?
YouTube Shorts.
Shorts.
They're shorts.
Yeah.
It's all about shorts now.
I'm still working on her dance. Now, you guys, I know choreography is not my strong suit, but I'll be able to keep up.
I'm not sure about the handstand, Jack. I just don't think I can do it.
I can do that thing with oh, my back. Oh, my back. Oh.
Get the urn. Get the urn.
Grandpa, help me.
Help me, Grandpa.
Help me.
I'm dying.
Oh,
that's a timely reference for this magazine. Actually, it's actually old for the magazine. Even people in 1982 would have been like, "Really, referencing?" Anyways.
Yeah, that's Gone with the Wind. If I believe was the original
1929
of that bit. Yeah.
Okay, I don't know what.
1929, he said. 19.
And good night.
Bye-bye.
Oh, you said together.